What is up? Welcome back to the Red River Horror Podcast. This is episode number 68. I'm your host, Joe Zakreski, once again joined by RedRiverHorror.com founder Eddie Cayazzo. Hi, Ed. How are you?
Hi, Joe. I'm doing great. Doing great.
I can tell you what, I'm doing great too.
Yeah, we needed. I just want to apologize to the Red River Horror listeners out there. I didn't mean to sound so down, so I figure we have to do something that makes me sound so up.
After last week?
Yeah.
To lift it up? Lift me up!
Yes.
Yeah. We will raise you up on ghost wings.
Really?
Yeah, because I ain't afraid of no ghosts. Let's talk a little Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Hey! Yes.
Yeah, because the last time I was on any sort of podcast talking Ghostbusters, it was at Paul Feig's 2016 with Melissa McCarthy, Kate McKinnon, Leslie Jones, who still has me blocked on Twitter.
Right.
And who else was in that? I can't remember. Kristen Wiig. So anyway.
Oh, and then Thor. Wasn't Thor in it?
Yeah.
Or was he like a side piece?
He was like a side. They flipped all the roles, so he was like the Janine.
Oh, okay. Got it.
I mean, it's fine. That movie, it was not for me, and it wasn't made for me.
Mm-hmm. I still want to see it.
I watched it because it's like I didn't, when we were trashing it nonstop before it came out because I would have this running bit.
Yeah.
On Melissa McCarthy about, oh my God, I fell down. I don't know what hole that came out of.
Oh, okay, yeah.
She's so funny.
Yeah, no, she was wearing on, I think, more than just you at that time. It was,
yeah.
It was getting tired.
No, I'm sure she's great.
And she is great, yeah.
Yeah, but at that point, it was, the shtick had run its course. And good for her. She's done some more serious stuff since. And
absolutely.
Doing a great job.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
no. But Ghostbusters Afterlife had a different feel. From the moment we watched that trailer, man, it had a different... There was something different. I had to see Ghostbusters Afterlife. Had to.
Yeah, exactly. And it's one of those things where it's like, that one wasn't for me. I have little cousins who absolutely love that movie. Mm-hmm. It's very different. It's very jokey and hokey. And it's like, we wanted that pull at your, just shove the nostalgia down my throat.
Mm-hmm.
And when it's, son of Ivan Reitman, it's Jason Reitman's behind it. And it's like, let's fucking go.
Right.
In.
Yeah.
And you get to see that first, like where you see Ecto 1.
Oh,
through the cornfield. It's like, what the heck is going on?
Mm-hmm.
And you get one of the kids from the Stranger Things.
Yes, Finn Wolfhard. Yeah.
And a can't miss character guy like Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
I'll watch anything with Paul Rudd in it.
As the teacher. Mm-hmm. He was the, I mean, everybody's involved. And actually, one of the things I liked most about Ghostbusters Afterlife is the cast was pretty small.
It was very small.
Like, we had time. Yeah. We had time to spend with the people and actually care about them.
You know what I think just hit me?
What?
So last week's episode, we
killed Halloween Kills, Joe.
We did Halloween Kills. And that just hit me. I'm like, wait a minute. No. I was thinking something else. I was like, was there someone who was in Kills and also in this? No.
Okay.
No.
No, this was
I think I just confused myself. Don't mind me.
No, but a lovable band of characters. I loved the I loved the characters of this film.
Yeah, everybody, like, it was like, at first when you see it's like it's going to be in like Oklahoma, it's like, what the hell is this?
It does make sense, but yeah.
Yeah, and it's
you're right.
All right, well, let's just see what happens. And I tell you what, good time.
Oh, I absolutely loved it.
It was a good time, and the way it's written adds up and makes sense to 1 and 2 somehow.
It really does.
Like,
perfectly.
If you were going to try and do that and somehow keep it out in New York City,
yeah,
they pulled it off, and just I don't know, like, it's like, here's the thing, it's normally things like this don't do it for me, but why does it do it for me with this movie where it's like, Harold Ramis he's passed away a few years ago.
Yeah.
And this movie is almost like this beautiful homage to Ivan Reitman and Harold Ramis.
Yes.
It's like this like really beautiful tribute of like an old and new to what they did. I mean, because they both wrote and directed the first one together, right? Yeah. Whereas Harold Ramis and Dan Aykroyd wrote it, and Ivan Reitman was the director. Mm-hmm. So it's everybody had a hand involved. Yeah, I mean, not to give away the plot, but it makes it. I mean, it doesn't matter by this point if you haven't seen it yet. I mean, you really should, especially if you like Ghostbusters.
Let's see how much we're going to spoil, just because with this coming out before Christmas, I don't know if there's some plans for people to see it at Christmas when they have a little bit of a lighter week, or do we just not care about them?
No, I think that's fair. I mean, just be warned if there's might be some spoilers ahead, but otherwise, what I want to say, what were you expecting before you saw it? Like, did you have any expectations or hopes going into it?
I did. I just didn't know where the story was going. So, to answer your question, when we watched that trailer back, I think way back, previewing 2021 on what was going to come out.
Yep.
I felt that made me want more. That made me want to say, put this on the calendar.
Yeah.
We're rocking and rolling. I'm going to see this one in the theaters.
Yeah. I mean,
so what was I expecting? I didn't know. I was expecting to see the Ecto-1. I was expecting to hear the sounds, and I was kind of hoping for Slimer. Just it's all right, it's fine.
I like what they did instead.
Yes, so do I. But I was expecting for nostalgia. I didn't know what the movie was about. I didn't know what to expect. So yeah, I didn't really know. I didn't really know much.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, what the hell is going to happen here?
Mm-hmm.
And immediately from the opening scene, where it's just like, when we talk about like doing it, like technology today, where you can take someone who's been gone, use a different actor, and then somehow like generate this like likeness.
Mm-hmm.
It's just incredible.
Yes.
They didn't show his face, but it's just like the head shape, like,
yeah,
like that was Egon.
Egon. We'll say it this way: Egon was in the film.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was not expecting that,
and
at all.
And it was such. Well, there was. I don't want to spoil it, but Egon was in the film.
I mean, we got to talk about that.
Yes,
because it's one of those things where I was like, usually when you catch these like nostalgia ones where person's not around anymore, or it's just like they just talk about it. For example, Will Smith not doing that sequel to Independence Day, and there's just a news story that his plane crashed.
Right.
Right. That's what I was expecting. Like I was like, it'll probably just be something simple like this. No, full on opening scene.
Yeah.
That was intense,
and
I was like, really set the tone.
Yeah. Didn't know where we were going.
Let's go.
Didn't know where we were going from there.
Yeah. So it just it rocked.
Yes.
All the characters really good. Finn Wolfhard?
Yeah, Finn Wolfhard, McKenna Grace. Yeah. She was the
nerdy sister.
Oh my gosh.
Took a lot after her grandfather.
She was fantastic.
Yeah.
Like I just loved her character.
Yeah.
I see. The thing is, I don't watch as much TV or movies as I used to. Where was the mom from?
From that show that I say that everyone needs to watch. The Leftovers.
Oh,
Carrie
okay.
Coon.
Okay, Carrie Coon. So I guess would this have been? Again, I don't really know her body of work. Would this have been something a little less serious, or has she done things since The Leftovers that? I heard The Leftovers is pretty heavy.
It's very heavy.
Yeah.
It's you're gonna feel depressed after watching it.
Yeah. So with
her characters is very harsh.
Okay.
With you really feel for her.
All right. So would this be? Would you say this is her first foray, or maybe a breakout foray into something a little more comical?
I guess so, because like I wouldn't say that I like follow her career too closely, but I haven't seen her in too many other things. It seems like a bigger role than she normally gets for a movie.
Oh, okay.
But when her dialogue with the kids and with Paul Rudd, perfect. I mean,
the cast was just awesome. I can't really say much else because I loved all of them. I loved the
joke
cast.
landed.
Yeah.
Everything was like delivered well. And just so clever.
Yes.
Like that, I think that's what it was. Like, even though it was like this cheesy movie with the nostalgia and everything, it also created some of its own stuff with just how clever. That's all I can say about it. I was just like, this is a real like it's like, why the hell would Egon be out here?
Right.
Explains it fully.
Yes.
All right, so we have to like talk about that.
Sure, that's fine.
Because, it's an area, it's like they get like, look at these types of earthquakes, that it's getting these bizarre earthquakes. Like, what the heck is going on? Why would Egon be out there? And then when you find that it's like deep within that mine is an actual like the temple for Gozer.
Mm-hmm.
Which, okay, there we go. We're right back to the first one.
Yep.
It's like he found out about it, set it up, kept everything trapped. It created daily earthquakes.
Yes.
But it kept everything at bay. And he knew eventually it would break, and had to build like something to try and stop it.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense. And then sets it up for as to why things are in Oklahoma.
Yes. It's that's where it's happening.
Yeah.
That's where the end of the world is going. That's where we meet our destructor.
Yeah. Tried New York, but they got temples over there.
Right.
Might as well go for it again.
But the one thing I thought was funny, if you think about it, the Stay Puft Marshmallow Men, that scene was in the trailer. We're not giving anything away there.
Yeah.
The Stay Puft Marshmallow Men, it was funny because we're never going to see a New York skyscraper-sized Stay Puft again. Mm. But these little marshmallow men, right? They still were bad.
Yeah, very bad.
They still were like I thought it's just like, oh, look how cute they are. Look how cute. Just like, no, they're still evil. Mm-hmm. It was pretty amazing. Because it's like, how you always said, especially when we saw the new Nightmare on Elm Street, you're like, you know what? If they make Freddy Krueger to be misunderstood and not the bad person that he is, I'm going to be really pissed off.
Yes.
Just like the Stay Puft stayed the same. Like these little funny, cute things that you'll probably have plush toys of.
Yeah.
They're not good guys.
No. No, they were destroying stuff.
Yeah. Pretty significant stuff.
Yeah, we weren't messing around.
No.
But and it was funny. It added to it. I mean,
nope.
My favorite thing in this movie. Oh man, tough to say my favorite. But one of my favorite things in this movie for like the nostalgia throwbacks, is when they get down into Egon's workspace, like his lab.
Yeah.
Over on one side of the room is a bunch of spores, molds, and fungus. And that's a throwback to the first one. Janine's just like talking his ear off. She's like, "Yeah, you got any fun hobbies? Do you have any like hobbies?" I collect spores, molds, and fungus. Just walks away.
That's good.
He's got a huge collection.
It's a good callback.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what really, there were so many moments that actually did like hit me in a way that movies haven't hit me in a while.
Yeah.
And one of those was there is an after credits scene.
2.
Yes.
Did you catch both of them?
I caught Winston.
Oh, there's another one.
So there was something after the long fade to black?
Yep.
Okay. They were kicking us out of the movie then.
Those dicks.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one when it's all over.
Figures.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's the one with Winston, right?
No. Where it's Winston and Janine?
Yeah.
No. There's another one.
At the very... So is it like The Sopranos long fade to black and then another one? Because I stayed till after the credits.
So when the credits all end, then it's the deleted, the remastered scene that was not in the 1984.
Yes.
And that's that. That's the final one.
Okay, good. Then I saw everything.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good then.
Because it goes Winston and then that one.
I'm sorry. Yeah, then I forgot that. Was that a mid-credits scene with Winston?
Yeah.
That really got... That was heartfelt.
It was beautiful.
Love Ernie Hudson. It was And Winston. When I was a kid, it was always Egon and Winston that were my favorite.
It was Peter and Winston.
The funny thing is, everybody always, it was always like Venkman. Venkman was pretty.
That was my boy. Bill Murray's always.
Yeah, but
he was my favorite.
But yeah, Egon. I had a hamster named Egon, and then Winston. So it was cool that it was cool. I just loved it.
If it comes with a steady paycheck, I'll believe anything you say.
Right. That's right.
Yeah. Ernie Hudson, man.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a spoiler because the three of them were doing the press tour for the movie. And I didn't know that the three of them would be in it other than maybe a brief cameo.
I didn't either, and I was getting worried.
And as like the movie was progressing, it's just like they're gonna be there.
Mm-hmm.
And then you were like, how? Yeah. And then the cutscene explains how.
Yes.
Beautiful.
And the funny thing is, you know what's really crazy? So this is a spoiler. Ray still has his bookstore. Yep. Ray's a cult. A random question was answered. I'm thinking to myself, even after a little while, after a few years, probably younger than I should, thinking like, how does he afford like a store like that in New York City? I mean, it's one thing to portray on screen. It's just like, oh, it's this cool, quirky place, and it's got all this stuff, and it's like, oh, that question randomly was answered. Yeah. In the best way ever.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of just really nice things. Mm-hmm. And I tell you what, the other thing that I'm going to say and that I also love about it is that it sets it up that there will not be a sequel. There could be. There doesn't have to be.
No.
And there shouldn't be.
If they want to do something 35 years down the line like they did here, I'm game.
I'd if you're going to do it, just reboot it from scratch and not start fresh.
Yeah.
Start fresh and go with it that way. But this was fun. Even like things that normally bother me in movies, like the character like Podcast.
Yeah, Podcast.
Normally a character like that really just gets under my skin, but there's something about it. It was like, this is working for me.
He was that was what, Logan Kim. Yeah. He was great.
It was hilarious.
And again, another, I don't know if it's a trope or another similar things that happen is always the love interests in the movies. Mm-hmm. Celeste O'Connor, she played Lucky, the waitress.
Yeah.
Finn Wolfhard's, he was chasing after her the movie. She was awesome.
Yeah.
It like her comebacks and her jokes and her thing, like usually things that I'd be like, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. The delivery and the pace of those lines was just like, everything was just spot on. Mm-hmm. I'm going to give Paul Rudd all the credit. Everyone being around him. Yeah. That's like that's what he's just a
People just love him on set.
But I don't know for a fact, but he's just a master of just delivering those like lines.
Yeah.
Where it's like not in your face funny, just delivered in like a perfect tone that is funny.
Yeah.
With the expression that sells it. So
I enjoyed Ghostbusters Afterlife. I had to see it in the theaters. Theaters got more expensive than I remember. Which is fine. I mean, no, if it's a movie like that, I'm going to pay it.
What was my ticket? Can't remember. It was a Sunday afternoon, so I don't know if it was.
So I'll tell you, it was me and my wife.
2 kids.
And 2 kids. And not my kid. They were nephews.
Yeah.
$70.
Did you get kids tickets?
Yes.
Was it in an IMAX?
No. So it was $60 for the tickets, and then $9 and a bunch of change in the service charge. So it was like $70 for 4.
Holy hell.
2 adults, 2 kids.
What?
Yeah.
$70.
$70.
Where did you see it?
Well, Movie Tavern.
You know what the thing about Movie Tavern though is like the tickets were always like lower.
Yes. They were always like $10 because you're gonna.
Yeah, I remember being like, I'll go to Movie Tavern and just not eat.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because the tickets were always cheaper. Oh my God.
It was expensive. I couldn't believe it.
What? Yeah. Hold on. I'm gonna look through these. I have a message somewhere. So friend of the show, KeystoneRetro.com,
Yes.
Steve Fees, he bought the tickets.
Okay.
And then divvied up the total. Now I'm just like, I gotta see if I can find $70 for 4 people.
$70. So
not including anything else. Just tickets.
Just tickets.
That's insane.
So you're talking about, you're like, well, Disney figures, $40 for 4 tickets, and then and it's like, well, yeah, I guess $40 would make sense when you're paying $70 for a family of 4 to see it.
Oh my god,
it was pretty amazing.
Yeah, I mean, let's see. So for me and Zoe, it was $23.
What time did you see it?
We saw it at like 1:30 or 2:30 on a Sunday.
Okay, so a matinee.
Yeah.
So yours right off the bat would have been cheaper.
Yeah.
So we saw it at 6:15 on a Saturday.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
$70 before.
Did you feed them?
No, I mean popcorn, mac and cheese. Yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah, I guess you could say that, yeah.
Ugh.
It's all right, hey. What's family for? But yes, I was when I got to that checkout page to buy the tickets, I'm like, ooh, this is wow.
Service fees, man.
Yeah,
it's better just to go to the box office.
Yeah, which, by the way, are we going to see Resident Evil?
Yeah, I mean, that's the plan.
All right.
And Antlers.
Antlers, yes.
We got some movies we want to see.
We got some movies.
And obviously, if anybody is out there listening, we want to do a full-on Resident Evil episode. We've been talking about that for a long time. My one buddy who wanted to do it. It's hard to track down, but I'm going to force him. Like, you're out of excuses.
Well, remember, I asked you a question before we started talking tonight on the podcast, and that has a lot to do with it.
Okay,
Resident Evil. So it's offline conversation, but I'm looking to find that RE.
Hell yeah,
yeah.
$70 though. That's just gonna bother.
I know, man, dude. I couldn't believe it. I was just stunned. It was that time when we went to see Blair Witch, and we paid for the RPX, and it wasn't a reclining chair. Mm-hmm. It was a bunch of speakers hung up on the walls or whatever it was, and like how you felt, just like, why was this ticket $15?
Yeah,
that's when I got to the end of it. I'm like, I thought the same thing. I'm like, is it a screen bigger? Is it like is there something special about this viewing? Like, why is this $70? But no, it just was
absolutely crazy.
Yeah,
absolutely crazy. I mean. That's what it takes. I mean, this movie, I would say, is worth going to the theaters for.
Yes, absolutely.
This was a movie theater movie. That's a fun watch.
Yep.
That will, if you feel in it, it will pull at your heartstrings. It'll make you laugh, and it'll pull at your heartstrings, and it'll make you feel something.
Yes.
No,
I fantastic job by Jason Reitman. The entire cast. I felt things I haven't felt in a long time. It made me. I don't get this way about movies anymore in my life.
I think that's the way to put it. That's what I think that's why I keep circling back to like all these like words of lovey-dovey words for this movie. It's like, I think that's it. I just haven't really had a movie that hit me like this in a long time.
Yep. Harold Ramis's Egon is in it, and it's not goofy. It's not stupid. It's not like you don't get to a point where you're just like, oh, well, they could have done without this. No, it's like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
I like this.
And that's the thing that makes it so weird is normally that's something, like the ending is normally something that I do not go for.
Right.
And somehow everything around it, something about this one worked. And there was one thing, I'll ask you, if there was one thing that just really disappointed me.
Okay.
You think you can know what that is?
I don't know. This far removed from when we watched Ghostbusters years and years ago, like really watched them on before they were even available on DVD.
Oh yeah.
Like that's when I watched those more intently. Now you watch as an adult and it's a completely different movie.
No, the Ghostbusters is a movie that I wore out the VHS on.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. When we were younger, it's like that was just watched it a lot.
I watched that and the cartoon, The Real Ghostbusters, a lot.
Yeah, The Real Ghostbusters. Yep.
Yeah. So
if you're asking if there's something I could pick out that you didn't like about it,
not didn't like it, just was really just sucked because I was really hoping that Rick Moranis would jump in there.
You know what? Given enough time, I might have been able to call that. Yeah,
I think he would have.
Because you know what? We had Janine, so we could have had Rick Moranis, and I thought. I understand why they didn't do it, and he wouldn't have added anything to the movie, but I did want to see Slimer.
Yeah, I think we all did.
Yeah.
And that's maybe why we didn't.
Yeah. No, you're right.
So it's like when there's nostalgia vibes, maybe they left out enough too. Mm-hmm. Which probably could have been, I guess, is pretty helpful. The thing about Slimer in the Real Ghostbusters, Slimer's, a sidekick, a buddy.
Sure.
He hangs out with them.
Yeah.
He helps out. He eats all their food. Mm-hmm. He's a slob. But in the first one, he's only in it for, it's just that one, that great, he's staring at me. That's one of the best scenes.
So good.
Yeah, and it's not, yeah, I guess he's their first catch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he destroys the hotel.
Well, so do they.
Yeah.
I always wanted to try this.
I don't want to give away that there is another cameo. So yeah, so Janine's in it. Slimer's not. I'm not going to say if another important character is, because I think I was surprised when I saw the name, and then I'm like, wait, I didn't say,
yeah,
got me. So that was cool. But yeah, no Rick Moranis, and I think did he retire from acting? I know he got attacked in New York.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
That's not that long ago.
No, that was.
No, I mean the story of Rick Moranis is it's admirable. Where he stepped away from his wife sadly passed away young.
Right.
He stepped away from acting to focus on raising his family.
Yeah.
In between, he's done like some voiceover work and like other small but has never done like a full return.
All right.
And you got to respect the hell out of that.
Sure.
Don't blame the guy. Priorities were in the right place.
Yep.
Family was more important than making as much money as possible by doing movies and TV shows. Though, like, where he was headed, he would have been typecast into, like...
Where was Danny Tanner territory, right? Like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. I love him in Little Giants because I love Little Giants.
Yeah.
But do you think that he would be like that TV dad type thing?
Yeah, it's either like there would have been like another sitcom or two... Mm-hmm. And then maybe a couple appearances in like an Adam Sandler movie.
Right.
But it just seemed like it was like he had already done so much that it seemed to make sense to, dial it back.
Yeah.
For what he was trying to do. I mean, at least smart. Think about other people where it's just like Rob Schneider, I guess.
Okay.
Where, had like the success with the SNL and then all that, like, had some of his own things, but then it's like,
yeah,
he's had like the same type of sitcom once or twice and is now just in Adam Sandler movies.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I don't know if Rick Moranis would have gone that route. I think more so a guy, if he was still alive, I think that's probably where Chris Farley would have ended up.
Yeah.
Just in Sandler movies.
So no Rick Moranis, but final thoughts. Huge fan of The Afterlife. I will own that movie for sure. That's one that I can watch with my kid now. That it's just like, okay, this fits.
Absolutely.
This fits. Like, we are going to watch the Ghostbusters. Like, I'm going to introduce you to the Ghostbusters.
Yeah, that's probably one of the best parts about being a parent is creating those moments. Like, we've lived a life and had most of our firsts. There's not many more first experiences.
True.
And to watch somebody go through it, like, watch them go through those first experiences. Like, you know, how we're talking about the first time we, like, you know, Ghostbusters when we were kids and stuff. You know? You're the one who gets to introduce, you know, your son to those things, which is, it's awesome. It's awesome. You're gonna let he's gonna love. He's gonna remember. I mean, that's how this whole podcast. That's how we got into the movies we're into. Was your dad introducing us to some great horror. But, you know, Ghostbusters is one that goes beyond that. And then I think about it, I'm like, I can't believe. So Ghostbusters came out in 1984.
Yeah.
And I'm watching it now. I can't believe that my folks were like okay with me watching that at a young age.
I just said it. I think it's a completely, being this age, it's like, oh, huh.
Yeah, like I wouldn't be like, I wouldn't sit a 6-year-old down and be like, here, watch this.
Yeah. No, maybe not. I will, but no.
No, I mean, that's like where I was thinking. I'm like, wait a minute, this is a little...
Yeah.
But so much of it went over my... A lot of the innuendo goes over my head.
Absolutely. No, when I watch Ghostbusters now, it's in a completely, like, there's moments where it's just like, oh yeah, I remember this, I remember that, and then you see it and you're like, oh yeah, I get it.
It was always funny, the original one, not to like drift too far off into the OG. There's so many little things in that movie that just scared me.
Yeah,
that they're not scary at all. Like the scene when Venkman's doing the shock.
Right.
That guy
used to scare me too.
Did it?
Yes.
It's all because the guy just like sitting there just so tense and he gets shocked.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, that is only funny as an adult. Like, there's no audible cues that are giving you the idea. Like, the comedy in that scene's dry. It's not in your face. So how would a kid process that as being funny?
No, I did not. I processed it as like, this is intense and scary.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't want someone to get hurt.
No.
And the guy's just getting shocked so that he can fuck with them in front of the girl.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I think that guy was in Christine, too. I think he was one of the friends of Buddy Repperton in Christine.
Looks like. I mean, it looks like it very easily could be the same guy.
I'm sorry, but maybe we'll try and find this actor and get him on the show.
Yeah, let's go for it. Let's go for it. Let's get Paul Rudd on.
Yeah. We'll call up Paul.
Yeah.
We'll ask Daniel Farrens. Hey, Mr. Farrens, could you just give your friend Paul a ring?
Yeah.
Paul Rudd? Yeah, sure. No.
From the interview with Daniel Farrens, I don't think they got to know each other very well other than just like working to get like being on set.
Yep.
And he was kind of to the side.
Yeah, but the cool thing is they're both in Hollywood. Paul Rudd is an actor and Daniel Farrens as a writer. It's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. We go
pursue your dream.
We go chasing them down, and we'll see which one we can get.
Yeah.
We'll go for it.
But Ghostbusters Afterlife, don't spend $70 to see it, but definitely see it in the movie theater.
Absolutely. It's totally worth the watch. And the big thing here is that we wanted to avoid a lot of spoiler talk.
Yeah.
So please, if you can find us on, shoot us an email at redriverhorror@gmail.com. Of course, tweet at Red River Horror on the Twitters or on Facebooks. On the Facebook, you can send us messages on Facebook too, or even like
you can
post. Yeah, it's right there. And Instagram. There it is. Boom. You can reach out to Red River Horror in multiple ways.
Yes.
And, of course, you can find me at Red River Joe. It's all those wonderful things.
Yep. I'm just simple at Red River Horror. Thanks, Joe.
Hey, Ed. Thanks for being here.
Yeah. Slime! It's a river of slime! Sorry.
You know what? I'm glad you did that because we didn't say anything about Ghostbusters 2.
No. And the funny thing is that's a very polarizing film. Know a lot of people who love it the way I did, and a lot of people who hate it.
If you saw both of them as a kid,
yep,
I think you're gonna like it.
Yes.
If you're on the older end of things and then saw that as a sequel to the first one, probably not so much.
Yep. That's perfectly put because the age group of the people that hate it are older than us.
Yeah. Yeah, talk to someone in like their 40s and 50s about Return of the Jedi. I mean, you're going to get a similar type thing.
Okay.
Like, everybody hated Return of the Jedi. Well, I didn't.
Right.
Because I was, like 8, 6. I don't know. I was little when I first saw it.
I liked Ghostbusters too. Sorry. I know that might disappoint some listeners. I thought it was good.
I loved Ghostbusters too. Made me laugh. And there's more innuendo in there that I didn't get.
Yep.
Watch the part where they're sliming up the inside of the Statue of Liberty and let me know what you think's going on there.
Oh, man. Well, thanks, Joe. This was a fun thing of nostalgia.
Who told you to stop digging?
No, is it cutting?
Cutting. Who told you to stop cutting? So, whatever. Let the haters hate.
Love it.
Let the lovers love.
Love it.
But, yeah, Ghostbusters, this Ghostbusters trilogy, it's a touching tribute. That's the way I can put it. Touching tribute to Ivan Reitman and Harold Ramis, and just the legacy as a whole. And everybody who's new to the game does a great job.
Yep.
So you'll have that.
You'll have that, man. Thanks, Joe.
You're welcome. It's been episode number 68 of the Red River Horror Podcast. And hey, you know what to do. You remember to keep traveling those channels of fear.